Hello, Vince.
Hello.
I had a question about motifs. Were there any specific motifs or instruments or sounds that came to mind that you related with a certain character that you wanted to get across in the film?
I don't think so. I mean, again, I had access to all the synthesizers that were made at the time because my friend Casey Young brought a truckload of synthesizers. So there wasn't one instrument that I could point to for any given character. It was basically, and I think I told a few people this before, I had, for Rocky IV, I'm going to give you a long answer to this, but I promise it is an answer. In Rocky IV, I had 3 months to write, record, and deliver 37 minutes of music. For Transformers, I had 6 weeks to write and deliver 70 minutes of music. So I was basically just, I had this room full of synthesizers, I had the storyboards, and I had to work fast. So I didn't really have time to say, well, I want to use this instrument for that character. It was basically just, let me look at the storyboards, let me think what comes to mind, let me go over to this keyboard and make this sound. Obviously, when the music was developed for a certain character like Unicron, obviously every time it came back to that, I would go to the same instruments that I used to create that. And by the way, and there's some people that have pointed this out, in Rocky IV, the Drago music, that's inspired me for the Unicron music. And if you listen to it, there is a connection to that. So yeah, there was no one instrument that I used for any given character, but every time that character was used and was featured, I would come back to the same instruments that I used for it before.
Hey, Vince.
Hi.
Hey, so my quick question has to do with how really readily available your music is online, and kind of a copyright question, because I don't know if you still technically own that music. I mean, it's yours, but it's yours to own, it's yours to share. Do you care about that stuff in terms of other people using your music? You may want to make sure you're getting credit for your work, right? In that respect today,
well, thank
online.
you.
So what did you think about copyright claims and things like that?
First of all, I do not own the music, believe it or not, to Rocky
Okay.
IV or Transformers. That's owned by the film company. They own the copyright.
Oh, okay.
So when somebody wants to use that material that they're monetizing it for, they have to go to Sony Music for permission. They don't have to come to me for permission, even though I wrote it. That's just the way the business is set up. When I was offered the job, there was no negotiation of, can I contribute in the copyright ownership. Now, we get it all. If you want to do this job, we get it all. So They have the copyright on Transformers and Rocky IV. My other material, a lot of it I own myself, mostly because it wasn't ever used in a big project like that. So I had a lot of say in it. Unfortunately, I don't have the distribution in place like a big record company. So, I just use what everybody else uses, try to get it up on YouTube, try to get it up on the various sites, iTunes and all that. I don't spend enough time, I admit, looking at all those angles to get my music out. I'm more the creative guy, and I leave that stuff up to other people, and sometimes other people don't do it as well as I would like. Okay. But that's my fault, I guess, because I didn't learn how to do it myself. But yeah, and in this day and age, when somebody told me that I don't know how many views or listens on Spotify, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands even, and I learned how much money that translates to, like I could take my wife out to dinner.
Right, yeah.
That was
not as much as it used to, but
that
still.
was very disappointing,
Yeah.
And we've, as musicians and composers, we've all watched that happen. I'm hoping that turns around at some point. But no, I would love to own the copyright to the Transformers and Rocky IV. That would have translated to a lot of money.
Absolutely. Well, it's a bit of a relief. It means I don't owe you a couple bucks after all. So.
Yeah.
But, no, that's awesome. Thanks so much, Vince. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.